Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your co-host, Cicely.
I'm your host, Hayden.
Today we're talking about Child's Play. Came out in 1988. It's rated R. It's an hour and 27 minutes long, and it got a 6.7 on IMDb. A dying serial killer transfers his consciousness into a popular kid's doll using voodoo. A struggling single mother gives her 6-year-old son the much sought-after doll for his birthday, and the doll slowly begins to show its true colors.
And we apologize for the little bit of a gap here. It has been a pretty busy weekend.
I know you guys are dying for this.
Yeah. We are now back, and we are finally going to be getting back into our normal
Gedge.
recording schedule, because we fell off of that a little bit. But yeah, we just wanted to take a second to say that. But we are going to be doing the Child's Play, like Cicely just said, and oh wait, you have to read the question first.
Yeah, let's not forget. Who directed the 1999 film Sleepy Hollow, which starred Johnny Depp as Ichabod Crane? Tim Burton. Obviously.
So we can get into it now that you read the question. The rating for it's a little crazy, I think. It doesn't really, I don't really agree with 6.7. That's kind of crazy, especially with how iconic Chucky has become, you know. But anyway, it opens on a police chase and the shootout, which I always thought was like an interesting part of the movie that they added, because you saw like the guy, you know, the guy who is Chucky or whatever.
Yeah,
And
which is weird to...
Yeah, it's weird
like,
to see that.
That he's actually, like,
a dude.
person.
Yeah, and it's not so much
you never,
like...
when you think of Chucky, you just don't think about
No,
that.
absolutely not. You don't think of, oh, what the hell's his name? I forget. It's part of the, fear facts of what his name means, so I'll get into it later. But you don't think of the guy, you think of Chucky the doll, and he spends pretty much every single movie trying to get out of the doll's body and into an actual body. So it's really cool that they added this into the beginning. But then we see him chanting the ritual, I guess you can call it. And what's cool about that is that it's literally voodoo. It's not like magic or dark magic or anything like that, or some supernatural ability taking possession of a doll or anything. It's literally just, this dude did it by choice. He chanted some voodoo and was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a doll now. You can't kill me now, kind of thing. And it's kind of a funny, like, who thought of that? Who sat down at a table and was like,
came up with this idea?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a horror movie about a doll, but we're gonna make it to where the guy willingly transfers his soul into a doll.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
I love it, though.
Yeah, of course. But then, right after he chants the ritual, he's killed. The quote-unquote killed. And we see that good guy commercial. I thought was kind of like, in a way, like a comedic relief type thing, but like, it was also funny to see, oh, I'm your friend till the end. And if you know anything about Child's Play or Chucky at all, you know that that's not the case.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
And it was just funny to see the, like, two sides of the coin. What the doll's supposed to be and what Chucky is.
What he turns it into.
Yes. And they're making breakfast, or he's making breakfast in bed for his mom. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he just rips that fucking cereal open and dumps it all over the place.
It's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts. And then he burnt the toast and overfills the milk. And
It's gonna be Matthew one day.
the way he's walking with the tray and it's just spilling everything.
So cute.
It was funny. They picked a good kid to be
Yeah.
this one.
I think they did a good job.
I mean, how many, honestly, child actors are amazing actors
There's
at his age?
not like a lot, but
But,
there
like, he
are
didn't do
some
too bad.
that do pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at that age, I couldn't do that.
No, I probably wouldn't be able to either.
No.
But, like, I mean, his timing was a little off in some places. But, like, he did good for a,
Yeah.
5-year-old or whatever?
Yeah.
However old he was. He was like barely older than Josh.
Joshua.
And the good guy doll is very, I guess, hot topic in this movie, I guess
Yeah.
you could say. He really, really, really wants a good guy doll.
I mean,
Desperately.
they're popular. I don't blame him.
Yeah. And he loves the show. He wears pajamas that look like Chucky's, or not Chucky's, but the good guy doll outfit. He even has the little slippers that look like the sneakers. Like, he's all out in these guys. Which is fair because, you know, I do the same thing with, like, Star Wars and shit. Like, so I can't really...
Yeah.
I can't really hate on the kid for that one. But, he doesn't end up getting the good guy doll, unfortunately. But then there was this moment right after it's his birthday, isn't it? He gets the tool chest or whatever. He's like, oh, I really wish I had a good guy doll go with it. So then she goes to work, and we meet the asshole boss. She goes out and buys the good guy doll for $40 or something.
Yeah.
I forget. And then comes back in, and the guy was like, so, where were you? We're like, oh, we were gone for like 20 seconds. Like, calm down. He's like, you can't leave this counter unmanned or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the camera kind of pans the store a little bit. There's literally no one looking at jewelry.
Nobody.
There's no one there. So maybe you should settle down there, guy.
Take a chill pill.
Yeah. And they said they were on break or whatever, and he like threw a fit about her being on break. Like, shut up.
Give him a break.
Settle down.
Yeah,
you're already
dude.
forcing her to stay over or come in overtime or something.
Yeah.
I forget. So simmer down, little hot pants. And the TV turns on later. So what happened? The mom had to stay for work or whatever, and the friend covered for her while she ran and got her son and took him home, and then, you know, she was gonna watch him for her, and they're chilling around the house or apartment, whatever, and the TV just randomly turns on with Chucky sitting in front of it. So this is kind of the first time that we see a weird coincidence involving Chucky the doll. And of course, if you know anything about, you know, Chucky
Yeah.
or Child's Play, you know what's going on. But it's like, this is the first time that we see something strange happen in the whole movie. Even though the whole movie has something strange happening the whole time. But,
The whole time.
and she puts him to bed, and now she's getting stalked by something. You don't see what just yet. But she's getting stalked around the apartment, and she can kind of feel a weird presence vibing.
She can sense the vibes.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, almost like a jump scare, comes Chucky with a hammer and hits her with it and makes her fly out the window. That has to be like, this is also the first death from Chucky that we see. On it actually, period. We don't even see the guy, like the dude, kill anybody. We see Chucky kill for the first time here. But that has to be an awful death. You see this doll that's like sitting around the kid, you know, kill you with a toy hammer that was bought for him as a present previously.
What a way to go.
And then you get pushed out the window by that doll.
By a doll.
A doll. That has to be like a terrifying death.
Oh, yeah.
You just see this doll flying out in the air at you.
I'd be so mad.
I just got killed by a freaking doll.
Literally. Why is that the way I went?
But then the detective, you know, came by because they got called to the incident. But the detective was kind of implying that Andy killed her. I don't know. Looking at Andy, I don't think... Just looking at him, I don't think you could look at him and be like, yeah, he has the strength to bash her head in and push her out the window.
Right.
No, I don't think
not possible.
That's not sitting well with me. But they found the hammer and it was in the evidence bag, which it's kind of like a blink and you'll miss it. You see the hammer in Chucky's hand, but you don't actually get a look at it until it's in that evidence bag.
Yeah.
It's more of like a blur on the screen. You can see the handle or whatever. But now we actually get a look at the blood-covered hammer that killed her. But the detectives leave and everything, and the mom does not believe Andy that Chucky did it. That Chucky was the one running around the house causing mayhem.
Yeah.
Causing mayhem and everything. Okay, I get it. But it's like, you honestly can't trust your son? You know what I mean?
What are you doing?
Yeah. And yeah, whatever. It's a doll. How can that really... He could have an imagination, blah, 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 whatever. But it's like, how did your 5-year-old or whatever push her out the window?
And why would he?
Why would he?
Why would he do that?
That doesn't make any sense to me, really. But I get it. You're going to believe the kid saying, oh yeah, Chucky's real. I don't think I'd believe it at first, but it's like, I'd be cautious.
I'd consider it.
I mean, especially after watching this movie, it's like,
okay.
A kid comes up to me and be like, my doll's alive. No, it's not. Like, looking out the corner of my eye, like
side eye it,
like attach a GoPro to it,
camera on it all the time.
have a blink camera on it.
Literally just
watch the toys all the time.
That's not a bad idea.
And then you catch it being Toy Story or something instead of Child's Play. It's like, oh well, I ruined it.
Oh man.
There's speaking of seeing toys come to life or whatever, there's also this really like fucked up video by Meat Canyon. You ever hear of that? He made a video, I'm pretty sure it's Meat Canyon. They made a video of a parody of Andy seeing the toys alive.
Oh really?
And Andy forced the toys to move by threatening to kill the other toys. He like took a hammer and was like breaking the toys, like, I want you to move. So Woody gets up and he's like, you have cancer now. The reason we don't move is because whoever sees us move gets cancer.
That's so stupid.
It's so dark. And like he like coughs up blood because now he has cancer.
That's so dumb.
After we're done recording, I'll have to.
You have to show me it, yeah.
Okay, back on topic.
Back to it.
Yeah, so the mom doesn't believe him. And Andy gets taken to school by the mom, but then he immediately leaves with the doll because the doll told him to. Where does he go? We don't know yet. We follow him the whole way to this guy's apartment. Don't really know who he is. Don't know why they're there. But, the Chucky kills him. No one believes Andy. He's telling them left and right, Chucky's real. Chucky did it. Chucky killed him. This was the serial killer's partner. And what I thought was weird was that Andy said the serial killer's name, like full name. And the mom didn't bat an eye. Like, you didn't know about this serial killer?
Yeah.
Like, everyone knew Jeffrey Dahmer's name when he was...
Yeah. So how didn't you know about this guy?
Yeah. And he was just killed, 2 nights ago. You've never heard his name before? That seems kind of crazy to me.
Seems a little fishy.
But anyway, no one believes Andy, not even the psychiatrist, which I get it. This kid's saying a doll's alive, but you should probably
check it out.
And they want him to stay there. Andy was not too happy about that.
Yeah.
And what happens next is kind of crazy to me, because you never would have expected this next part. It threw me for a loop for sure. And what I'm talking about is that the mom takes Chucky home, starts to mess with the box or whatever. The batteries fall out. It's the moment the batteries hit the floor that it's that it sinks in, this doll is alive.
This is actually happening.
Yeah, legit. This isn't imagination. This isn't some sort of made up game that Andy's playing or something like that. The thing has to be alive, because literally the mom saw Chucky talk. I mean, in the good guy voice and everything. But he still talked, and he can't do that without batteries. So, something's real fishy now.
Something's fishy around here.
It's hard not to believe your kid after this point. So, Chucky does not have batteries. And this is also the same moment that he reveals himself to the mom.
Yeah.
And starts trying to beat her up. Which, he ends up getting away. And the mom runs to the detective and is like, kid's right, Chucky's real.
You're gonna think I'm crazy, but this doll is alive.
What are we supposed to do? He's killing people.
Yeah,
Andy was right the whole fucking time. Dude, you were wrong.
Yeah.
What the hell? So of course the detective does not believe her. It was go home, go get some rest. You'll feel better in the morning. This will all seem like a crazy dream to you. But then she's like, nah, I'm good. And goes off looking for the peddler that sold her the doll in the first place. And he's like, well, I got it from... I think... Where did he say he got it from? The trash or something? Or I don't remember. Do you? I mean, it's not really imperative, I guess. Either way, he got it and sold it to her. And now Chucky ends up attacking the detective. So it's you didn't believe the kid. You didn't believe the mom. Karma.
Yep.
Now you get your ass attacked. After
you had it coming.
Yeah, you had it coming. And of course, he had to be a little nosy. That's why that's why he got attacked in the first place, was because he was being nosy.
Yeah.
But it's took you long enough, bro.
Come on, bro.
And he attacks the detective, and he's checking out the apartment now, and it's you're seeing all these little subtle details of dude, it's Chucky, the doll's real, the kid's not lying. But then he goes to the voodoo guy's apartment or whatever, and he starts checking out that apartment and talking to the voodoo guy. I forget his name, but he's like, yeah, so Chucky's turning real now. He's been in the body too long, and it's starting to grow organs, which seems like a...
It's starting to get organs. Maybe we should handle this.
Imagine a doll with anatomically correct organs.
Oh, it's so gross to think about.
I know, right? Anyway, he says Chucky is turning human, and now he's going to be going after Andy, because in order to get out of his doll body, he has to do the ritual again to the body of the first person he revealed himself to, which was obviously Andy.
Yeah.
Because he was a little kid, and he was like, all right, you're gonna, do what I say. I'm your doll. You're gonna help me.
I'm the boss.
Yeah, I'm the boss. And he actually starts to go after Andy, which he's still in the mental hospital thing or whatever. So what is said after that is the fact that not only does he have to die a certain way, but he has to be shot in the human heart in this tiny doll. So you're already trying to hit a small target, and then imagine a heart inside that doll. How hard of a target that is to hit. But that's the only way you can kill Chucky, is to shoot him in the heart. Which we see by the fact that there's 7 movies. That probably isn't the real way to kill him.
Nobody knows the real way.
No. So he starts attacking Andy after killing basically everyone in the mental hospital or whatever. And Andy runs home. He runs back to the apartment, which smart. Good job, kid.
Good job. Using your brain.
Using your brain. But also, Chucky knows where that is.
So maybe not.
So maybe not, but it was smart for
I'll take it back.
Little kid
Yeah.
to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go home. It is kind of funny that he knew how to get there too from
wherever he was. Yeah.
But Chucky catches up to him, which
How? He's a quick little dude.
I know.
For being a doll, he's pretty fast.
And we know that at this point, if Chucky's catching up to you, probably not a good thing. Nothing good's gonna come out of it. And we all know that it's just a bad idea. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And he starts the ritual of turning himself back into a human using Andy's body, which, as we know, is not a good thing. And they finally catch up. The mom and the detective finally catch up to Chucky and Andy, and they bust down the door and stop the ritual, which is good, so it didn't get finished. Which, the thing is, it's kind of like a weird thing. Imagine from the detective's point of view. You hear the ritual going on the other side of the door, after you just heard, 2 days before that, the serial killer doing the same thing, and he blew up the department store. So imagine what would be going through your head.
Yeah. Gears gotta turn. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
seriously, they do. And it's not so much being worried about it happening again. It's this is an apartment building.
Yeah.
The department store is one thing, an empty, closed, toy store or whatever is one thing, but an apartment building, if that happens here, the whole building's going down. We're all dead.
We're all screwed. Yeah.
Instead of just like being blown, 50 feet away from the store or whatever, the building's going down.
We're screwed.
Screwed. And of course there's the iconic burning scene. Everybody in that even remotely likes horror movies has seen the burnt Chucky.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's like a terrifying image.
Oh yeah, and like dolls freak me out. So Chucky definitely freaks me out.
And it's the fact that like he has like melted skin, but it's like burnt and black and just like dripping down his face, and his hair is gone, and like one eye is nearly coming out, and like his clothes are all burnt and black, and his hands like have like they're not bones, but like the joints that make them move and stuff, like coming out of it. Like it's a terrifying look for that doll. But they thought that they killed him, right? And they turn around and look back, and guess what?
He's still alive.
Horror movie fashion. You didn't kill the dude. And it's like, I know Scream is like I love Scream. It's one of my top favorite movies, or series rather. And I know it's like in a way making fun of like the common horror genre, especially in the first one. Randy, the whole movie is like, there's rules, and this is like
he's like foreshadowing the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then like in the second movie, he's like, oh, all the old rules are out the window. These are sequel rules now. Yeah. Like it's a totally different set of rules or whatever. And the whole time I guess, especially at the end when they kill Billy, quote unquote. Yeah. It's like, but this is the moment where the killer comes back for one last scare. And then, Billy jumps up and Sidney shoots him and is like, not in my movie. Right? Yes. And like I get the Scream is like making fun of that type of movie. But in true horror fashion, that everyone knows the stigma, I guess you can call it, is that when you think he's dead, he's not dead, and you turn around and you're not looking, we both know that it's going to be gone when you turn back around. Every horror movie does that. Yeah. And now Chucky's gone, loose in your house, pissed, burnt,
and crazy.
But then he starts attacking them again, and he starts shooting Chucky to pieces. And it's like, how can you still be moving? And it each like shot or whatever hurts him, right? And he's in actual physical pain while getting shot, and he feels all this, and it's like, dude, you got your arm shot off, your leg shot off, your other arm shot off, like you got one in the shoulder. Like, when are you gonna quit? But he wants that kid's body. That was kind of weird to say.
He wants his body.
But he ends up strangling the other cop in the air vent, which was totally unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you expected him to come out trying to do something, but it's like, who knew? Like, oh yeah, that air vent, that's where Chucky's coming out of.
That right there? Yeah.
That's it. But finally, the detective shot Chucky through the heart, or what we think, because there's sequels.
Plastic little heart.
Human heart, because it was turning human.
Right.
But as we know, like I said, there are sequels, so it must not have killed him. But we think it killed him.
We thought.
And he shoots him through the heart in what we know as the end of Chucky. In 1980, whatever, 88? 1988. We thought that this was the end of Chucky. Come 1991?
Was that the next one?
I think. We find out that wasn't the end of Chucky.
He's alive.
That's
Believe
right.
it or not.
Charles Lee Ray was the serial killer's name.
Okay.
What would you give this movie?
8.5.
It's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yep, 8.5.
Because it's iconic.
Oh yeah, everyone knows Chucky.
The
Everyone
acting
knows
is
Child's
great,
Play.
and the fact that this is like a legit doll, like they used a legitimate doll in the movie, but they also used a little person, like a midget or whatever.
Yeah.
They used a legit little person to dress up as Chucky and do like some of the running scenes.
Yeah.
Especially in that fight at the end.
Uh-huh.
You can tell, and because it's like an 80s movie, like they do practical effects in a lot of the 80s horror,
Yeah.
well, 80s movie period.
Yeah.
But like you can kind of tell the difference between the doll and the little person, midget, whatever you want to call him. But
Little fella.
little fella. But it wasn't to the point where it was like terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was. I actually kind of liked that they used an actual person to make Chucky's movements look
more real.
More real.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say about the movie before?
I just think it's great. I think it's one of those movies that doesn't really get old.
Classic.
And it's freaky, and dolls are freaky. Chucky's funny. I love all the movies that come after it too, and
Honestly, it's kind of timeless.
yeah, and
'Cause-
I don't get tired of watching it.
Yeah, but like, what I mean is, how are you not going to be scared of a doll?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't like go out of style.
No.
That's freaky, you know?
All you have to do is make the doll look a little freaky, and you can make a movie about it. Look at Annabelle.
Oh yeah, she's a freak. I don't like her.
If you look up the real Annabelle, it was just a Raggedy Ann doll. But if you watch the movies, they made the doll terrifying. Being scared of dolls is a pretty common
Valid.
thing since probably before the 80s.
Yeah.
When this
still-
movie came out, but
still to
it's
today.
still to today being scared of it. So pretty timeless,
Yeah,
I think. And an
I
instant
agree.
iconic classic too.
Yeah.
So we got some fear facts here. Charles Lee Ray is named so after 3 serial killers, murders, whatever you want to
Okay.
call them. Charles Manson,
Okay.
Lee Harvey Oswald,
Hmm.
and James Earl Ray,
Hmm.
which I forget who James Earl Ray killed. MLK, maybe?
Maybe. Let me Google it.
She's gonna Google it. I'll read the second fear fact here. So Ed Gale was the midget that played Chucky.
Yeah.
He killed MLK?
Yep.
Yeah. But he was 30% taller than the real doll. So
Oh.
they actually made the set 30% bigger to,
yeah,
adjust,
to adjust.
for.
Yeah.
And they actually set him on fire.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He actually got himself set on fire.
That's
Which obviously
crazy.
they took precautions.
Yeah. Of course.
But it was still funny that he was like, yeah,
Set on
set
fire.
me on fire, dude.
Yeah, do it. I'm down.
For the third one, the film released on the day that Charles Lee Ray dies on November 9th, 1988.
Oh wow.
So that date in the movie at the beginning, this is November 9th, 1988, and you watch him running down away from the detective, that's when the movie actually released.
Oh cool.
The whole movie takes place in 3 days. From Charles Lee Ray taking possession of the body
Oh wow.
to dying was only 3 days.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So honestly, if you think about it, he probably could have lived a lot longer, albeit in prison,
Yeah.
but he died in 3 days.
Yeah. He had some
Kind of
fun.
technically he's now immortal in the Chucky body, I
Yeah.
guess, but like,
Who wants to be immortal?
yeah. Well, who wants to be stuck in the doll?
Exactly.
So, and of course, I gotta do the last fear fact of the body count of the movie, and it is 6.
Oh.
A body count of 6 in just this movie.
Wow.
Which doesn't seem a lot for like a slasher
No,
type
but
movie.
for a doll, that's a lot.
Exactly. That's the stipulation.
Yeah.
There. For a doll, that
He's
is
a
a
doll.
lot. So, like we said, we apologize for the little delay. Had a busy week and
Yep.
weekend, so we're finally putting this out today. We're recording it and putting it straight out because we're a little behind. But tell them our next movie.
It's Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot. I said, hold on.
Did we
just
pick one?
Yeah.
No,
Trick
yeah.
or Treat.
Trick or
I've never
Treat's
seen
gonna-
Trick or Treat. So
I
I'm
haven't
excited.
either.
I'm
I
excited
like
to
Sam.
watch it.
I think Sam's cool,
He's cool. He's cute.
but I have never seen it, so this is about time that I
Yeah.
finally see it after enjoying Sam. He's
Yeah.
a cool character. Anyway, so go ahead and read the question.
What substance was used to ink the pages of the Necronomicon?
Ooh. If you're an Evil Dead fan, you should know this. Maybe
Easy.
I'll give you a bonus question. What were the pages made out of, too?
Interesting.
So if you know that, put it on the Facebooks. If not, better luck next time. And we will catch you next week with Trick or Treat, or this Saturday with Trick or Treat.
This Saturday. Catch you later.